It always seems impossible until it's done. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Where globalization means, as it so often does, that the rich and powerful now have new means to further enrich and empower themselves at the cost of the poorer and weaker, we have a responsibility to protest in the name of universal freedom. As long as poverty, injustice and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Forget the past. If there are dreams about a beautiful South Africa, there are also roads that lead to their goal. Two of these roads could be named goodness and forgiveness. It is wise to persuade people to do things and make them think it was their own idea. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Without education, your children can never really meet the challenges they will face. So it's very important to give children education and explain that they should play a role for their country. Communists have always played an active role in the fight by colonial countries for their freedom, because the short-term objects of communism would always correspond with the long-term objects of freedom movements.